Cavaliers game is well underway. And boy, has it ever really started. Kevin Love scored the second most points in NBA history in the first quarter with 34, only behind Klay Thompson, who had 37 points in a quarter a couple years ago. Regardless of the fact that the game has started, good evening and welcome to the 5th Cavaliers game preview of the 2016 season. Tonight, from Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it's a Western Conference versus Eastern Conference matchup as the Portland Trail Blazers come to town to take on your NBA champion, Cleveland Cavaliers. But before I preview tonight's Cavaliers game at the Q against the Blazers, let's take a look back at the last game versus the Detroit Pistons. The Cavaliers led after the first quarter, 30-19. The Cavaliers led at halftime, 56-39. Cavaliers led after the third quarter, 82-56. And the Cavaliers came away with the victory, 104-81. Andre Drummond was the leading scorer for the Pistons with 10 points. Kyrie Irving was the leading scorer for the Cavaliers with 25. Portland comes into tonight's game following a 107-103 loss to the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden. New York led 33-28 at the end of the first. Knicks also led at halftime 60-58. The game was tied, however, 81-81 after the third quarter, but ultimately the Knicks got the win 107-103. Not surprisingly, Damian Lillard was the top scorer for Portland with 22. Here's the surprising thing. Kristaps Porzingis, not Carmelo Anthony. Again, let me say that again. Kristaps Porzingis was the top scorer for New York. The top scorer was not Carmelo Anthony. Anyways, Porzingis led the Knicks with 31. So now, let's get into tonight's conference versus conference matchup of Cavaliers versus Blazers tonight at the Q in Cleveland. Let's take a look at how these two teams got the records they have going into tonight's game. Cavaliers have a record of 10-2, defeating the Knicks 117-88 on ring night, October 25th. The Cavaliers defeated the Toronto Raptors 94-91 at Air Canada Center, October 28th. The next day, October 29th, the Cavaliers defeated the Orlando Magic 105-99 at the Q. November 1st, at the Q, the Cavaliers defeated the Houston Rockets 128-120. November 3rd, at the Q, the Cavaliers defeated the Boston Celtics 128-122. November 5th, the Cavaliers defeated the Philadelphia 76ers by 1 point, 102-101 at Wells Fargo Center. November 7th, the Cavaliers lost to the Atlanta Hawks 110-106 at the Q. November 11th, the day after visiting the White House and seeing President Obama, the Cavaliers went to Verizon Center and defeated the Washington Wizards 105-94. November 13th, the Cavaliers defeated the Charlotte Hornets 113 at the Q. November 15th, the Cavaliers defeated the Toronto Raptors at the Q 121-117. The next day, at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, the Cavaliers lost to the Pacers 103-93. And then November 18th, the Cavaliers defeated the Detroit Pistons 104-81 at the Q. Portland comes into tonight's game with a record of 8-8. On October 25th at the Moda Center in Portland, The Trailblazers defeated the Utah Jazz 113-104. October 27th, also at the Moda Center, the Los Angeles Clippers defeated the Trailblazers 114-106. October 29th, at the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, the Denver Nuggets defeated the Portland Trailblazers 115-113 in overtime. November 1st, the Golden State Warriors went into Moda Center in Portland and defeated the Trailblazers 127-104. November 2nd, the Phoenix Suns defeated the Portland Trailblazers at Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, 118-115 in overtime. November 4th, at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the Dallas Mavericks lost to the Trailblazers 105-95. In FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, the Portland Trailblazers defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 100-94. November 8th, the Trailblazers got their revenge on the Suns in Portland as the Trailblazers defeated the Suns 124-121. November 9th, at Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, the Clippers destroyed the Trailblazers 111-80. November 11th, the Trailblazers defeated the Sacramento Kings 122-120 in overtime. That was also at Moda Center. November 13th, the Portland Trailblazers also got their revenge on the Denver Nuggets as they defeated Denver 112-105 at the Moda Center. November 15th, the Trailblazers defeated the Chicago Bulls 113-88 at the Moda Center. At the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, the Houston Rockets defeated the Portland Trailblazers 126-109. November 18th, at Smoothie King Center, the New Orleans Pelicans defeated the Portland Trailblazers 113-101. November 20th, at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, the Portland Trailblazers defeated the Brooklyn Nets 129-109. November 22nd, at the most famous arena in all of sports, Madison Square Garden, the Trailblazers fell to the Knicks 107-103. Tonight at the Q, the Cavaliers and Blazers will meet in the first of a brief two-game season series. Tonight in Cleveland, and then the other time will be in Portland at the Moda Center on January 11th. Last season, the two teams split the season series. Each team won on their home court. Why does it seem like when I do these preview videos, there's a great point guard matchup every time? It will be another battle at the point guard position tonight between Portland's Damian Lillard and Cleveland's Kyrie Irving. Damian Lillard is averaging 28 points per game and has 73 assists. It will also be and Kyrie is averaging about 24 and a half points per game and 4 assists per game. It will also be a battle of shooting guards tonight in tonight's game between Portland's C.J. McCollum and Cleveland's J.R. Smith. C.J. McCollum is averaging 22 points per game and is averaging 3.5 assists per game. McCollum had 16 points and 5 assists for the New York Knicks. J.R. Smith is averaging 10 points per game and has 1.4 assists per game. He had 9 points and 2 assists in his last game against Detroit. Portland and Cleveland usually have exciting games when they play each other, and I don't expect that to change it all tonight. My prediction is that Cleveland will come out with the win tonight. but I think that it will be no more by 15 because Portland has a deadly backcourt of Lillard and McCollum, and I think both of them will have big games tonight and keep the Blazers in it. It should be a fantastic game tonight, and I will see you for the next game whenever the next game is, which I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me check Siri. When is the next Cleveland Cavaliers game? Okay, let me check on my iPad instead. When is the next Cleveland Cavaliers game? So the next game preview will be Friday at before 7:30 when the Dallas Mavericks come to town to take on the Cavaliers. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed today's video. If you didn't agree with something I said, or you have suggestions for additions to these videos, leave a comment in the comment section below. I will see you for the next Cavaliers game preview, Friday, November 25th, when the Dallas Mavericks come to the queue to face the NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers.